Hey guys, Destler Magic here, and eBay is back at it again with another significant-ish change to the way that trading card sales work on their platform. Now, the last 2 or 3 or however many updates they've had lately, they were an attempt at fixing a problem that just created another problem. They're trying to stop scams and return scams and, dishonest buyers, that kind of stuff, and then they just gave them an even bigger loophole. So it's been clear over at least the last 10 years that eBay has no idea how their platform works and no idea what they're doing. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, I just got an alert right now while recording this that I have an eBay message from a buyer. Let's read it. This is the kind of mindset you have to be in if you have made this many purchases on eBay. I am right there with him. I'm selling a power adapter I picked up at the Goodwill bins for 50 cents and it powers a thing. So he put, please ship this in a box with some packing material. If you're going to use a bubble mailer, you can just cancel the order. I've had too many of these sent that way, and it's bad for the wires and metal prongs. Oh, I can't even imagine. Not to be annoying, but saving us both time. Sincerely, some guy that I assume from his username repairs electronics or sells used electronics. Based. I just sent him a message back. I'm like, yeah, my last, and then insert name of an electronic that I just got sent to the bubble mailer got snapped clean in half. Do you know how much pressure it takes to snap a fiberglass circuit board, a PCI Express card, in half? I think if somebody held it and I tried to karate chop it, I'd probably break my hand. But yeah, I ordered a Dell power adapter for my laptop, and it came with the prongs all bent to hell. Guys, you can get the boxes. They're eBay branded. They're 6x4x4. You can get not only every quarter, you get 100 of them for free if you want, but you can get them for 20 cents a piece the rest of the time. Come on, people. So yeah, eBay, just a quality experience all the way around here. But let's read their new policy. Effective July 29th, 2021. We will update our eBay money-back guarantee policy for trading cards and limit the window for returns when an item doesn't match the listing. Okay, so basically it's one of those arguments about grading, which is almost never an issue with mine because I only ever sold singles that were in perfect mint condition from the pack. But I've heard disagreements about grading are very annoying when literally the people can see the card in the photo, usually. Some people use the stock photo because it's faster, but then you're asking for it, aren't you? So this only pertains to when an item doesn't match the listing, except let me just cut the shit right now. All they have to do is claim it doesn't match the listing. Doesn't have to be true. The person reviewing a dispute between you and the buyer, they're not going to know what the hell they're looking at or what you're talking about. They don't know shit about cards. That's a guarantee. You would think in a dispute about electronics, they'd have somebody who knows electronics. A dispute about antiques, they'd have somebody who knows antiques. And a dispute about trading cards, they'd have somebody who knows about trading cards. But that is not the case. They exclusively hire people who know nothing about anything and rush everything. And commonly don't speak the local language either, which is always fun. You always get miscommunications on both sides, and usually you gotta wonder if it's just a ploy to get you and the buyer to work it out, because that's usually what happens. So they try to explain it with, if the seller doesn't offer returns, the buyer must request a return within 3 calendar days after delivery. So you might think, well, that doesn't make sense. So now if you turn off returns, you do not allow returns at all as a seller, they're now opening it up to a 3-day window for returns? But here's the thing. You turn off returns, it means no fault returns. It means you're not taking the item back just because they changed their mind or something. Now, if there was a miscommunication, if the item didn't fit, wasn't compatible, was broken, wasn't as described, wrong color, wrong item, damaged in the mail, whatever, that's a whole different story. But just, I want to return this because I want to return this, you can now finally turn that off. Now, they're just going to lie about it if they're not new to eBay and just say, actually it's defective. There's this one little scratch that wasn't in the photos. And every single time eBay will side with the buyer, unless they make a ridiculously high habit of it. They'll just be like, okay, I don't know, take a picture of the scratch. Okay, that looks like a scratch. And then they'll themselves get a knife out and scratch it. So, I mean, you can't win that type of dispute. But if they're dumb enough to just say, no, I want to return because I want to return, it's just going to deny them, and then they'll just go to, oh, well, actually, it's defective. I've even heard of card sellers saying that the person will damage one of the corners or the edges of the card and say, you lied about the card quality. Well, they damaged it. They just changed their mind and they want to return it. So that's the loophole. That's what eBay doesn't understand. So they just made this way worse. So if the seller does offer no-fault returns, which is irrelevant to this situation, but okay, the buyer must request a return within the seller's return window as stated in the listing. Yes, that's how that works. Why did you even make that a bullet point? That's why would we think anything else works any differently? Oh, and then by the way, also they were lying. There is a table down below that contradicts that completely. So while you may notice the absence of the eBay money back guarantee badge from trading card listings, that in itself is interesting, these items will still be covered under the eBay money back guarantee. Yeah, because it's legally required in almost every European country, and I think also America. Buyer protection laws, you ever heard of those? Anyway, and plus, like, the right to return is like a thing in some countries, so in some of them you can't turn off no-fault returns. Like, literally, you can return a song that you bought digitally on iTunes in some of those countries. That's how far they forced the law to go. So anyway, these items will still be covered under the money-back guarantee as long as all eligibility requirements are met. And they have a link, but I'm not going to read it. I'm kind of familiar with what they are. It doesn't really matter. They're going to lie anyway, including returns windows outlined in the policy. So here's a little chart. Basically, right now, no matter if you take no returns, 14 days, 30 days, or 60 days, whatever you set your preference on, the window to request a return when the item doesn't match the listing is 30 days, 30 days, 30 days, and then, of course, 60 days for 60. If you offer a 60-day return policy on anything ever of any type on eBay, you are out of your damn mind. So, okay, here's the new system. The new time window to request a return when the item doesn't match the listing. So if you have no returns, as in no-fault returns, which is irrelevant because it doesn't match the listing, the person now has 3 calendar days after delivery, and that's it. So it was 30. I mean, they did lower it. I'm starting to think that this is less about like people disputing the condition of a used card and more about, oh, I just bought this for a tournament, used it, and then within 30 days I claimed it was not matching because they have returns turned off, and now I can return it. So they should be able to know the second they take it out of the package if it's correct or not. So 3 days is very generous, honestly. You take the cards you ordered out, you look at them, and that's that. I mean, there's no excuse at this point. None whatsoever. So there's no, oh, day 29, there's something wrong with the cards. I guess I just didn't notice. That's just a free card rental is what that is. I mean, and then you cost the seller the return postage, which is like, about $3.50 first class for like one card because it was defective. Then you drive up their defect rate, which they're not allowing sellers to get above, I think, 1 in 200 defects. So for every 200 sales, you can't have one single complaint, negative feedback, return, missing shipment late, any of that. So it's impossible to get top rated seller status at this point. It's just 1 in 200 people are going to screw you over or more, or they're just an idiot, or they don't know where they live, or they don't know what they're buying, or they don't know how to read. So anyway, if you have the return policy set to 14 days, it's 14. If it's 30, it's 30. And if it's 60, it's 60. So the only thing that changed is if you have no return policy whatsoever, they're only giving the lying scam artist douchebag 3 days to say, no, this isn't as described. Now, I gotta say, if it's the wrong cards and you only notice a week later, you might just message the seller and be like, hey, can we just settle this outside of eBay? Or, you want to send me like a quick, one of the right cards? Because you can still leave feedback for up to 90 days. So you can pressure / threaten them all you want. So that, I mean, there's so many holes in this stupid policy. But at least they're shortening it from 30 to 3 days if you turned off returns because people were abusing it. So, like, I kind of get that. It's a step in the right direction, but anybody who knows what they're doing, which is like a recurring scammer, somebody who's just absolutely hell-bent on renting the cards for free, and they will get caught eventually because if you have a certain return ratio between all your purchases, I think it's like above 33%-ish, that's the rumor, they're going to scrutinize your account and they're going to suspend it and warn you and, But you can get away with it once or twice, that's for darn sure, so, yeah. Like I said, step in the right direction, but massive workarounds, massive exploits, massive logical flaws with this. Just like the other things they changed. So this is just another nothing burger. And really to top off this eBay drama, I'm going to try their new image recognition app thing in the app with my camera on my smartphone. To try. They claim it can detect cards. We'll see if it can read at that resolution the set symbol and determine the difference between two different ones. My guess is 95% no way in hell. I've taken pictures of album covers and book covers and it's been like, is it this? And it's like not even a book, let alone something the same color, let alone something with even the English language written on it. So I'm holding out zero hope for this working, but it'll be fun to experiment. So I'm gonna try and film that sometime soon. Should be entertaining, so subscribe if you don't want to miss that. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.